And we're back with another episode of Lakers Latest. I'm Gerald Glassford, the host of the Lakers Latest podcast, part of the Fan Arc Network. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Latest. And if you are in that liking and subscribing mood, please make sure you stop on by the big channel on YouTube for the Fan Arc Network, because right there, they're a main hub for a ton of great shows featuring a ton of great teams that you can check out today right there for you at the Fan Arc Network on YouTube. And make sure you like and subscribe as well. Well, the Lakers, first game of what I consider to be the toughest road trip of the season, with 5 of the 6 teams, playoff teams that they're going to be facing against. It started with a 2-set on Monday and then Wednesday coming up against the Houston Rockets in Houston. And the Lakers, getting off to a decent start, had the lead in the first quarter, but gave it up with a strong end of the second quarter run by Houston, 57-51. LeBron and the Lakers and a defense, which I will talk about here in a second, helped the Lakers to get back in the game after being down by as much as 10 points to close out the third quarter with the lead. And almost up the kiss of death was the NBC's Sports Network reporter, the commentator, the lead commentator, mentioning, oh yes, going into the fourth quarter, if the Lakers have the lead, it's 31-1 for them. So I thought that might have been a kiss of death, because when they started out that fourth quarter, the first 8 minutes, they scored 4 points, missed 10 shots in a row. It was not pretty. Was not pretty at all. It was ugly for both teams. Defense was at a good level, but even both sides were missing open shots. As at one time, it was the 8-4 for the first 8 minutes of that fourth quarter. 8-4 in Houston, and they had taken a small lead. But the Lakers actually closed out the game strong with 13 points right when they needed it, buoyed by not only Luka Doncic, who had a game high. Once again, great performance from him overall. 36 points from him, 14-27 overall. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. LeBron James, like I mentioned, that third quarter really helped out. 18 points for him, 5-5. Austin Reeves, even though he struggled from 3, 0 of 8, he still provided some key layups, drives inside during the course of the game at 15 points. But it was the 2 other starters who helped out when they needed the most, with DeAndre Ayton looking like he'd been Clint Capella by Clint Capella, subbing in for Alperen Sengun most of the game. Finally woke up in the last few minutes of the game to an extent where he provided a couple of really clutch buckets down low. And also as well, want to mention Marcus Smart, who provided a clutch 3 right when we needed, and the Lakers closed out the game strong. Like I mentioned, 13 of their 17 points was within the last 3 minutes of the game, and the Lakers pull out a 100-92 crucial victory for them. They're now 43-25, still in third place, but they get a little bit of a buffer now between them and Houston, and of course also as well Minnesota and Denver, because they're now a game and a half in front of Houston, 2 games in front of Minnesota and Denver. Now, if they win on Wednesday, they will take the season series and have the tiebreaker on over Houston, Denver, and Minnesota. So that's a key game coming up on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. But yes, just a great performance defensively by the Lakers. And that's because I want to go ahead and mention that the Lakers defense really was in tune to what they were doing. And on Tuesday, 12 points they gave up to Houston in that fourth quarter, 35 points overall in the entire second half. And it just really absolutely got a lot of good things going on the defensive end. I know we've been talking about the defense in recent games. Outside the Chicago game, they've been really playing well on the defensive end. They've really been giving that kind of effort against quality teams. All these teams are above 600 that they played really good defense against in the past week and a half, and they've really came out to play a brand and level of defense that not a lot of us thought they had and that they would show continuously, but they have been, and I'm very happy for them. But the key here is they forced 22 turnovers. Wasn't pretty on the offensive rebound end because, of course, Houston's forte is that, and they did win that battle. But the Lakers, 22 turnovers they forced, absolutely stifled the Houston Rockets. They have an issue with, of course, trying to find the ball handlers and facilitators, especially with Alperen Sengun not in there. That really hurt them as well. And of course, the injury, season-long injury to Fred VanVleet. 11 turnovers for the Lakers. So they had 11 more turnovers, Houston did, because the Lakers kept applying the defense on them. And after a great first half, Kevin Durant had 16 points in the first half, only had 2 the rest of the game because JJ Redick, that's right, JJ Redick just absolutely doubled and doubled Kevin Durant, and was like I said, with a double team right there all second half long. They forced it out of his hands, forced him to make decisions playmaking wise, forced him into multiple turnovers, 7 overall for him, and really put the Lakers back on the map in that third quarter and kept them in the game with that solid defense and the double teams when they needed it. Because, like I said, in the fourth quarter, after they made their first basket, they missed 10 shots in a row. The futility for several minutes was there, and only the Lakers' effort on defense kept them in the game to go ahead and be close enough to where they could get that late run and get the victory. And JJ making that adjustment to that hard double defense on Kevin Durant, that has to be the key of the game. That's what got them back into the game. That's what helped them stay in the game. And until the Lakers offense finally came through in the last 3 minutes of the game. And I'll tell you what, this is probably his best second half adjustment I have seen him do in his time with the Lakers. So he is learning, he is adapting. I know he still makes mistakes. We've said it on this show, we've said it on my other channel, but you have to give him credit when it's due. And I know he's put out some zones, some junk defenses that has tried to alleviate some of the pain from the Lakers because their man-on-man defense has been kind of suspect, as we've seen, a ranking as low as 25th, 26th at times this season on defense. But in the past week and a half, they have really stepped up with a lot of great effort and really have done a great job defensively. And JJ has been able to help them and understand the fact that they are down ball handlers in Houston, and to force the ball out of Kevin Durant's hands, who was really hot in that first half, was probably the best second half adjustment I've seen him make, because I've seen him get out adjusted by coaching staffs in his tenure on a few occasions. I'm glad that he was the one that made the adjustment that changed the complexity of this game against Houston. And again, the victory, 192, 43-25, now third place by a game and a half over Houston. And with a victory on Wednesday, they can take the season series, have the tiebreaker on Houston, have the tiebreaker on Denver, and have the tiebreaker on the Minnesota Timberwolves, which would mean that you're just not only would it take however many games to come up to the Lakers, but they would need another game to get ahead of the Lakers. So yeah, it just creates that even better of a buffer if they can go ahead and do that on Wednesday. We will wait and see, and of course we'll give you the update here on Lakers Latest on that game on Wednesday. But before we head on out, I did want to go ahead and share the love with you guys as far as you guys bringing out the comments. So I love hearing what you have to say, especially after a great victory like we saw on Saturday, and then of course what we saw on Monday as well. But I did want to go ahead and mention Craig's thoughts, 2 minute plans, because we talked about the 2 minute report and how it for the Saturday game and how it related to Austin Reeves supposedly not being fouled by Spencer Jones when they called it, and of course you remember what happened where he missed the free throw intentionally, got it back, and then made the shot. So Craig says 2 minute plans are useless. They never change their mind. Lakers will probably split on the trip, go 500. Miami is always a trap city. Yeah, Miami's a trap city, especially because of the fact that they play less than 24 hours later on Thursday in Miami. So that's, coming from Houston. Yeah, that just, I don't know what the schedule makers were thinking, but they weren't thinking clearly on that one. If the Lakers win 2 in Houston, that would be a great start. Yes, absolutely, Craig. We got one, and let's see if we get the other. Realistically, 3-3 for the road trip, but the Lakers have to remain healthy, and they do indeed. Also, want to get a big shout out to Pinty. He says it's his birthday. It was a great birthday present for him on Monday that the Lakers won. Happy birthday to you, Pinty. Hopefully, it's a good one for you with you and your family as well. So, great thoughts right there from you guys out there. I know he also talked about the Suns losing and the Clippers losing, creating that buffer even more for the Lakers in the Pacific Division as well. That's even like I guess icing on the cake for the Lakers right there with the Suns losing and the Clippers losing. Is that enough by what happened on Monday night to seal the deal for the Pacific Division? I won't say yet because again, we will see what happens for the rest of this trip. If they come out of this trip 4-2 and they win in Houston, I think that really goes a long way towards them securing the third seed, but we will definitely have to wait and see on that. But great to have you here. Roger says, Gerald, God bless you, fam. Roger, you're awesome, my friend. Just stay awesome, my friend, indeed. Cannot thank you enough for your support. Cannot thank you enough, Craig, Pinty, and everyone else out there that watches me on a regular basis right here at Lakers Latest. And if you're new at Lakers Latest, thank you for joining me right here and truly appreciate you stopping on by. I will be back tomorrow to go ahead and get you set up for what's going to go on as far as previewing the second game of 2 right there for you at, of course, the Lakers and the Rockets. So getting that prepped for Wednesday's matchup. So looking forward to getting you set up for that indeed. So again, thanks so much for joining us. This is Gerald Glassford. Please go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers and of course my good friends at the Fan Arc Network as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll go ahead and make sure we provide you a great Lakers latest on Wednesday to get you set up for the evening on that with Lakers in Houston. What will happen as far as the rest of Western Conference? We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about that as well to see how everything else is shaping up while the Lakers are on this road trip. And definitely looking forward to that same conversation and also your comments. Let me know your thoughts on the big win in Houston. Let me know your thoughts on JJ Redick. Was this his best coaching move, period, ever? Or at least this season? Let me know as well. And how good do you think this defense can stay? What level do you think this can stay at for the Lakers on the defensive end? Do you think they can maintain this level of quality defense? That's what I want to hear from you guys as well. Put that down in the comments below. And thanks so much again for joining us. It's Gerald Glassford right here at Lakers Latest and also the Fan Arc Network. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Wishing you a blessed week and wishing you an enjoyable day because you know that the Lakers have won. Can they do it again on Wednesday? We'll find out, but we'll go ahead and get you prepped for that tomorrow right here on Lakers Latest. Thanks so much for joining, and thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.